Welcome to Train of African Folktales, where true life stories meet timeless African wisdom. Here, every tale is a journey filled with morals, mystery, and the heartbeat of our heritage. Sit back, listen closely, and let the story carry you. Let me tell you the story of two brothers. A long time ago, in a city full of busy streets, noisy buses, and tall buildings, there lived two brothers who loved each other very much. Their names were David and Joseph. David was the younger one. He was smart, quiet, and always thinking big. David didn't talk too much, but when he spoke, you could tell he was planning something important. He believed in hard work, and he always told Joseph, "One day, we will live like kings." David had a big dream to build a beautiful house where his brother, could all live happily. Joseph, on the other hand, was the older brother. He was taller and stronger than David. He loved to smile, and he always had many friends around him. But Joseph liked fun too much. He enjoyed parties, cars, and wearing the latest clothes. He was the kind of person who liked to show off. Even though he loved his brother, sometimes his choices were not the best. Their parents had died when they were still young, so they had to depend on each other. Joseph worked at a car wash, while David taught children how to use computers at a small center in the neighborhood. They didn't have much, but they had each other. That was what made them strong. Then, something happened. Something that changed everything. David got a phone call one evening. A friend of his had helped him apply for a visa to the United States of America, and guess what? It was approved. David could hardly believe his ears. He ran to Joseph with tears in his eyes and shouted, "Joseph, I'm going to America." Joseph laughed, lifted him in the air, and shouted, "My brother. This is the beginning of our breakthrough." Everyone in the neighborhood celebrated with them. People brought food, played music, and danced. Even the children ran around shouting, "Uncle David is going abroad. Uncle David is going abroad." And just like that, David left Nigeria with a small bag, big dreams, and a heart full of hope. He promised Joseph he would never forget him. "Whatever I get, you get too," he said at the airport. "This is our dream, not just mine." For a while, everything went perfectly. David got to the US, and although life was not easy at first, he worked very hard. He worked 2 jobs, one at a restaurant and another cleaning offices at night. Every week, he saved a little money. Slowly, he began to make progress. Every time he got paid, he would send part of the money to Joseph in Nigeria. First, it was just for food and clothes. Then, David started sending more and more. He would call Joseph and say things like, "Brother, let's start our dream house. I want you to help me build it. I trust only you." Joseph was so happy. He promised to use the money wisely. David even sent him the building plan, the design of a big, beautiful house with 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, and a swimming pool. It was their dream house. At first, Joseph started acting like he was serious. He sent David pictures of sand, cement, and some workers on a piece of land. "Brother, we've started. Oh. The house is coming up," he would say. David was so happy. He worked even harder. Sometimes he would sleep for only 3 hours at night, just so he could save enough money to finish the house. But what David didn't know was this. Joseph wasn't using the money to build anything. Instead, he was buying cars. Not just one, but 3. A red one, a white one, and a black one. He started going to clubs, wearing gold chains, and carrying different women every night. He became popular in the area. Everyone started calling him Big Joe. When David called to ask for money for roofing or cement, Joseph would quickly send fake pictures. He even paid some workers to stand near blocks and take pictures, just to trick David. "My brother, we need more money," he would say. "The price of cement has gone up." We need iron rods, tiles, and workers' payment. David, trusting his brother, kept sending the money. Months turned into years. 6 whole years passed. David felt it was time to return home. He missed Nigeria. He missed his brother. But more than anything, he wanted to see the house of his dreams. He didn't tell Joseph he was coming. He wanted to surprise him. He imagined walking into the compound, seeing the house painted and shining, with flowers and a big gate. He imagined hugging Joseph and crying with joy. But when he arrived at the airport in Lagos, Nigeria, David called his brother's number. It rang and rang, but Joseph didn't pick. After waiting for hours, David took a taxi to the address Joseph had once given him. What he saw shocked him. There was no house. There was no building. There wasn't even one block on the land. Just grass and empty space. David stood there, frozen. He looked left and right. He checked the land papers again. The place was correct, but there was no mansion. No dream house. Nothing. His heart started beating fast. He felt weak. "Is this a mistake?" he whispered. He sat on a stone, covered his face, and cried like a baby. All the years of hard work, all the sleepless nights, all the dollars he sent, it was all gone. David sat there for a long time. He didn't move. He didn't talk. His phone rang again. It was Joseph. He picked up and said nothing. Joseph's voice came through, cheerful and loud. "My brother. I was about to call you back. I've been busy with the roofing guys. You know we want the house to be perfect for your arrival." David was silent. "Hello. Are you there?" Joseph asked. David took a deep breath and said quietly, "I'm at the land." Joseph's voice changed. "Oh, which land?" "The land where our house is supposed to be." There was a long silence. "Joseph," David said, "where is the house?" "Oh, David. I can explain. You see, the thing is, the builders, the landlady, government people came and. Stop lying, Joseph," David said. His voice was calm but shaking with pain. "There is nothing here. Just grass. Just space. Where is all the money I sent you?" Joseph started stammering. "Bro, it's not like that. You don't understand." "I understand more than you think," David said, his voice now strong. "You betrayed me." Joseph didn't say another word. He hung up. David stood up slowly. His legs felt weak, but his heart was strong. He called a cab and went straight to the police station. The officers listened to his story. They looked at the evidence, bank transfers, voice notes, even pictures of the land. They nodded. It was clear, Joseph had taken all the money for himself. Later that day, the police found Joseph at a hotel with one of his girlfriends. He was drinking cold soda, laughing, wearing a new gold chain. When he saw the police, his mouth dropped open. "What is this? Why are you here?" "You're under arrest for fraud and theft," the officer said. "Me? What did I do?" "You know exactly what you did," the officer said. "Your brother trusted you. And you wasted everything." Joseph begged and cried, but it was too late. He was taken to the station. David was there too. He didn't look angry. He just looked sad. "Why, Joseph?" he asked. "Why did you do it?" "I trusted you more than anyone." Joseph was quiet for a while. Then he said, "I didn't plan to waste the money at first. But when the money kept coming, I started enjoying the life. Parties, girls, cars. I thought I could fix everything later. But it got too deep." David shook his head slowly. "You were supposed to be my brother. My only family." Joseph looked down in shame. At the end of the trial, the court ruled that Joseph had to sell his cars and properties to repay David as much as possible. He was also sentenced to spend time in jail for what he had done. David didn't celebrate. He didn't smile. But he felt some peace knowing the truth had come out. He returned to the land one more time. He stood in the empty space and said, "This will not be the end of my dream." One person can break your heart, but they cannot stop your destiny. Then, something beautiful happened. People who heard David's story on social media started supporting him. They were touched by his honesty and his pain. Some sent money. Some gave him building materials. Others connected him with honest builders. Slowly, the dream house started coming to life. This time, David oversaw everything himself. Brick by brick, the house was built. It took another year, but when it was done, it was more beautiful than he ever imagined. The day he moved in, he invited the whole neighborhood, especially children who had dreams just like his. He stood in front of the house and told them, "Don't stop dreaming. And don't let anyone, not even someone you love, stop you from becoming who you're meant to be. Forgive, but be wise. Trust, but stay watchful. And always, always believe in yourself." Everyone clapped and cheered. There was food, music, dancing, and laughter. And David? He smiled, not because everything had gone perfectly, but because he had made it. He had turned his pain into power. Dear viewers, even the people closest to us can disappoint us. But betrayal is not the end. We must learn to forgive, be wise, and never give up on our dreams. With hard work and the help of kind people, we can still build the future we desire. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe, like, share and comment. See you in my next episode.